And we continue learning Dirshu Mishna Berurah. We're up to Siman Kof Lamid Beis, the middle of the halachas of Uvalit Tzion, and we pick it up from the end of the Ramah in Sif Beis. So let's just reread the second half of the Ramah. The Ramah is in the middle of teaching us about Aleinu, that you say Aleinu l'shabeach mu'uba, number 1. Number 2, you have to be careful to say it with kavanah. Number 3, when you reach Kel Kel Mishia, you should be mafsik a bit before Menachlu Kair. Number 4 is you say Kaddish Yasam after Aleinu. And now we're up to Va'afilu. And even if Ein Yasam B'Beis HaKnesses, an important halacha, again, we always say every halacha is important. We just try to hone in on those that maybe we need a little extra emphasis. Even if there's no Yasam in the shul, someone who does not have a father or mother should say this Kaddish after Aleinu. Says the Ramah, and even if one has a father and mother, still Yachal Amra, you're allowed to say it if Ein Aviv V'imai, if his father and his mother are not makpidim, are not particular that he says Kaddish. And then he continues, you say Pitam Aktaris before and after davening, Va'imrim Techila in Kelokenu, and then you say in Kelokenu first. Va'imrim Shir Shalavim, Va'imrim Mikdash Shachris Avad, we say the Shir Shal Yoim and Shachris by itself. So, let's go back and let's pick up and let's learn what this Ramah is teaching us about saying the Kaddish after Aleinu. So says the Mishnah Berurah, Kaddish Yasem Achar Aleinu, Sivkotin Yod, says Mishnah Berurah, lots of Berhativ over here. But says Mishnah Berurah, Kaddish Yasem after Aleinu, what's the reason that we should be careful to say it? Because in reality, you always need to say Kaddish after you say Psukim. And by Aleinu there's also Psukim, so you need Kaddish. Meaning, the din of Kaddish after Aleinu is a din that you said Psukim, you say Kaddish. Elo shenagu beKaddish, that there was a minog that we are accustomed by this Kaddish, lenichol yasam shemeiz avim, that we leave it for yasam. Be'atzem, in reality, intrinsically, anyone can say this Kaddish. But says Mishnah Berurah, we left it, the minog is for the Yisayim. Why do we leave it for the Yisayim? Explains the Mishnah Berurah, Mimnei sheyish yisayim ketanam afilu ketam shenichol niyashliach sibur. Because there are times, whether it's a minor, or whether it's an adult, they're not able to daven for the Amid, and therefore the fact that they can't daven for the Amid, they missed out. They can't say Dvarim Shebikdusha Kaddish Baruch Hu. Shema Yochel Nispal if they're able to daven. Zetav Yoiser Mir, it's Kaddish. Of course, that's even better. Ukvar Yodu Mimaister Bekiva to Els Gedoyla Sheish Lemeis, and it's already known from the story of Rabbi Kiva, the incredible benefit that there is to the mace, Kishiyesh Loi Ben, when there's a child, Haimer Kaddish Baruch Hu, that's saying Kaddish Baruch Hu, Ubi Yoiser V'Shan Rishayin, even more in the first year. Lekach, therefore, Tiknu V'Nicho Kaddish Zes, they made a takana. It's interesting. First, Mishnah Berurah says it's our minog, and now he says it's takana. To do what? To leave over this Kaddish. Sarach Shem Davar Yoiser, She'ein Sarach Shem Davar Yoiser Li'Yisayim. Hein Ketanim in Gedolim. B'Soif HaSiman attacked with Vera Halacha Kodin Kaddish B'Kitzer. She'ei Maimer Kaddish Nikari at the end of the Siman. I don't know if we'll have a chance to learn that together, so we should all try to take a moment to look at it. The Vera Halacha that's going to discuss Kaddish. So this Kaddish after Aleinu really is for anyone. The minhag gets leave for the Yisayim just in case they can't daven for the Amid, etc. Continues Mishnah Berurah. Then in reality, anyone could say this Kaddish. Says Mishnah Berurah, as we turn over the page over here. What does that mean? The child has to be Mishayer, he has to be able to estimate and say that his parents are not going to be makbid. Says Mishnah Berurah, it's mistaver, it's logical, it's all by Kaddish Yasam, Neisha Kaddish Zeh, Miyuchad li Yisayim, this is special, as we just spoke out, it's left over for the Yisayim, and why? Of course, if they were not down for the Amid, Avalis Ba'al of the Amid, or the phrase Al-Shema, Lachash Klal Shem Yakpida Al Zeh, anyone's allowed to daven. V'yishlamers, if Kaddish Beis, Mivnei Shakter, say Maktir, B'mayim, V'chal Yom, Kum Shekaz, B'atayra, They are makiv the Ketores twice a day, and therefore we should say it twice a day. Erev and Boikir Sefkatinu Gimel Hainu Achar Tfilas Mincha Kaidim La before after Mincha. The Ketores Lay Maktir Balayla because they didn't bring Ketores at night. Uba Boikir Achar Tvila in the morning after davening. Yisarach Ian says Mishna Berurah. Lamana Yom say b'Shabbos Yantav Achar Musaf. What is the reason that we say Pitam Ketores and Shachris and Yantav after Musaf? Haloi Hakateres Kaidam is the Musaf and the Kuliyam of He Sheikh Ali Karban Tam. It says Mishna Berurah. Such a funny thing. We're saying Ketores after Shachris after Musaf on Shabbos and Yantif, but wait, the Ketores came before Karban Musaf. The Efshar explains the Mishna Berurah to Kavanasinu Liptar Lepoter Mitech Tevrei Torah. Ubaksuva Misa Shatam. Another reason Lavriach Haklipa is a kabbalistic reason. Ubashallah Kasav LaAmra Kaidan Tefillah V'Achra. You should say it before and after, and that's why those who try to be makrid to say Karbanos, we know we've learned that certain parts of Karbanos are obligatory. The Shalah is adding on that to say Ketores before davening is a beautiful thing as well. The share of that day, the Hanish Abayim, Alav Yelvim Misham Davim Mizra Shamartum Lai, Asev Mizra, Vachem Chol Yoim Mizra Shaykh Lai. Al Ein Kavanas Yom Mishnah Shir Shayalvim Armin Vachul. Doesn't mean to actually say the kapitel. In B'Shabbos no Yonayilam Laimar Mishnah Zuachar Pitam Akderes Kmo Shedivs Besurim Besadurim on Shabbos. The minhag is yes to say it. So let's take a moment and see the Mishnah, see the Dirshus over here. Dirshu comments, note number 25, with regard to saying Kaddish for a parent during your son Rishayna, says the Dirshu, even after the year, says the Chidah, there's a Mailat say Kaddish, as we see in the story of Akiva. Why? It's many years after the death, and still we see, and for this reason, says the Kolbai, that if someone hears about his father, Manar Achman son that were nifter, it was more than a year ago, you still say this Kaddish, because it's really a Mailah always to say this Kaddish. Okay, the next one goes in that Bir Allah later on. And finally, Dirshu number 29 comments on the fact that the Mishnah Berurah taught us that anyone is really allowed to say down for the Amid. And now this Kaddish at the end of davening says the Shevet HaLevi. Let's say all the people in the minyan have parents. You're allowed to say Kaddish Darabanan. And similar, if some Zalman says Kaddish after Aleinu, you should not say it if one has a parent. Why? Because it's only for Avilim. But you should say Kaddish Rabbanan, like you say after learning Torah, that you're able to say even if one is not a Yasam. Finally, note number 31, in Dirshu comments on the fact that you see the Shir Shal Yom for that day, that we are known to say Ayom Yom Peleni B'Shabbos, to remember the day that is the Shabbos, and like the Ramban teaches us by Yitzchiris Shabbos, the whole week, and that Ramban actually comes out that it's a mitzvah d'oraisa. We say Yom Yom Rishon Sheni V'Chulu V'Shabbos because remembering Shabbos. Hashem Zalman was noyik to say Zachar Yom Shabbos L'Kachai each and every day of the week. We're going to stop over here, and Mirza Hashem will pick it up from the end of the Ramah V'Isha Kasru in the next year of Siyata Dishmai.